What if I told you the foods that you are not eating are causing you to gain fat and feel more sluggish and even have more menopause symptoms? If you're not eating these, it's actually preventing you from losing fat. And I've got 10 foods that I'm going to be talking about here. Hello fam, and welcome to my channel. My name's Melissa Neal, and this channel is all about helping you, if you're a woman over 40 or like me over 50, get in incredible shape. And food is the number one thing that is going to move the needle when it comes to fat loss, when it comes to muscle building, because muscle building when you're in menopause is really important. It's not just reserved for bodybuilders. Muscle building is really important because we are losing 1% of our muscle mass every single year when we reach over the age of 40. So I'm 58 now. I would have lost 18% of my muscle mass if I didn't eat in the right way. But we're also going to be talking about anti-inflammatory foods, because when you're in menopause, eating foods that fight inflammation are going to make an incredible difference when it comes to fat loss. So let's get into it. Let's talk about food number one. The first one I'm going to talk about is tofu, or some people call it tofu. Now, in Asia, they eat this an awful lot. And what they've found when they've done studies in parts of Asia is menopausal women there do not have as many symptoms as they do in the Western world. And this is to do with tofu. Tofu has phytoestrogens and isoflavones, which actually help you when your estrogen levels are depleting. So tofu can be really helpful, but not only that, it's really high in protein. So it's going to be able to help you build lean muscle, which we talked about is really important. And protein is also really essential for helping your body burn more calories, because if you eat protein rather than carbohydrates and fats, and of course you still need to eat carbohydrates and fat, but you make your diet rich in protein, what's going to happen is your body takes longer to break down protein than it does carbohydrates and fats. So it's going to boost your metabolism by eating protein as well as building muscle. Or how do you cook tofu? I like to put tofu in things like curries, or I add a lot of spices and flavour to it because it is quite bland, but the beauty of that is it soaks up any flavour that you put into it. So you could like drench it in soy sauce and spices, that kind of thing, add it to a curry. There's loads of things, stir fries. You can even put it in the air fryer with spices on. So it's really versatile. It's actually also really economical. My next food powerhouse is eggs. So number 2 on the list is eggs. And I like to go for free range eggs there. If you can get organic, even better. Eggs are one of nature's complete foods. As well as being high in protein, which we've already said that's going to help you with fat burning and muscle building, it's also got really fantastic nutrients in it. You have vitamins A, D, E, and K in there, and that supports your brain health. Pasture-raised eggs are the sort of gold standard, but as I've said, always go for free range and organic if you can do. And ways to have them, well, there's so many things you can do with eggs. You can scramble them, you can poach them, you can add them into other foods. I love to have them in things like protein pancakes, and I also add them into some of the desserts and cakes that I make, which are high protein, low sugar desserts. So you can just add them in to lots of different foods as well. So really great for boosting your protein intake and also boosting your health. My food number 3 is the avocado, and this is what I would call a healthy fat. It's also an anti-inflammatory food, which is absolutely fantastic for women during the time and before menopause as well, and post-menopause, because we get a lot of inflammation in our bodies, and we can actually deal with that with eating anti-inflammatory foods, and avocado is one of those. It's also a unsaturated fat, so that means it's going to keep you fuller for longer and boost your metabolism. It even regulates your blood sugar levels, which is amazing when you're going through menopause, because we can have insulin resistance, and so it's going to help you fight insulin resistance eating avocados. The way that I incorporate avocados, the obvious one is like salads, but you can even add them to like smoothies and protein shakes, believe it or not, or enjoy it as something like guacamole, which is a great dish. My top tip with avocados would be don't eat too much of it though, because the higher in fat it is, of course, it's going to contain lots of calories. So at one sitting, I tend to have 1/4 to 1/2 of an avocado. My number 4 food is green bananas. Not those really overripe black or yellow bananas, green bananas. And these are my secret weapon, fat loss secrets. A lot of people demonize kind of carbohydrates, but banana is a great carbohydrate. And if you go for it green, it's actually got less sugar in it than the very ripe type of bananas. They are rich in resistant starch, and they work as a prebiotic, and they're high in fiber. It's gonna nourish your gut and therefore be really good for your gut microbiome, which in turn is gonna help you fight inflammation, which we can have. It's a real problem when you're menopausal. So don't skip bananas, just go for one a day. And how would I eat it? Well, I blend it up and I put it into sometimes like my homemade desserts. I blend it up and use it in a protein pancake. And just blending it up in a protein shake as well can be amazing. Or having a bit of chopped banana with some cottage cheese, which is high in protein. If you want your bananas to remain less ripe, just separate it off, and then it's not going to ripen so quickly. So that would be my hack. My number 5 food is seafood, and I've got salmon here, but any oily fish or shellfish, so kind of mussels, oysters, mackerel, sardines even, and whatever is available to you that's seasonal, that's local to you, you want to go for it. So it doesn't have to be salmon. Oily fish and shellfish are packed with omega-3s, which are really healthy for you. They're going to boost your fat burning, support your heart health, and even help with your brain function. And when we're going through menopause, we can find we just get that brain fog, don't we? So anything that supports your brain health is absolutely amazing. Oily fish is also another anti-inflammatory food, so great for balancing your hormones and reducing inflammation in your body. I like to have oily fish actually every single day if I can. You can bake oily fish in the oven. I love to do like parcel wraps in tin foil. You can put them in the air fryer, you can grill oily fish, you can bake them, as I've said, and you can kind of add any kind of flavorings or spices. So it could be mild flavorings like lemon juice, or it could be spices. You can even put them in like curries, or you can add a dry seasoning of like chili powder and other spices on the outside and bake it. That's absolutely fantastic. And serve them with something like green beans or spinach. And that's going to be amazing for your health. Grass-fed beef is my next amazing food for helping you strip fat when you're menopausal. Now, Grass-fed is generally better than grain-fed because it's better for you in terms of dealing with fat loss. So if you can get grass-fed, that is better. Beef contains something called CLA, conjugated linoleic acid. This is a compound that's actually linked to fat burning, and it also contains antioxidants and essential vitamins. You could have ground beef in something like tacos, or I've got a steak there. You can even add organ meats or offal into some of your other dishes to make it more nutrient dense. Grass-fed beef fuels your body with protein, which, as we've discussed, is really important in terms of building muscle and losing fat. My number 7 food is blueberries. Blueberries are absolutely an amazing fruit, and you know, they're now abundant really in many Western countries, aren't they? You don't necessarily have to have them grown local to you. They're great as a sweet treat. I add it into like oats in the morning, or I might have them as a snack with a form of protein like cottage cheese. They are high in fibre and have bioflavonoids in them, and that enhances fat burning, and it also improves your cognitive function. Studies have shown that eating blueberries can increase your fat burning during exercise too. So there's every reason to put blueberries into the mix every single day. You can even add them to like smoothies and protein shakes, which makes them really flavoursome and healthy for you. My number 8 food is nuts or even seeds. I've got macadamia nuts. You could look at pistachio nuts or walnuts or pecans. They are another food that has healthy fats. They are anti-inflammatory, and they also have plenty of fibre and a little bit of protein in them. So they're great for adding into any kind of savoury and even sweet dishes. They're great for curbing your hunger too, and will keep you energised for a long time. As well as adding them to food, you could make them into something like homemade pesto, or make other sauces using nuts. I even like to add them into my homemade protein desserts, which I'm going to just show you as well at the end. Number 9 food is beans and lentils. I've got some mixed beans here, and I always keep beans, whether they're dried or the canned variety. I keep them as a store cupboard essential because they're great for adding protein into your diet. They're packed with protein. They're also packed with fibre, and they're really economical. So, you know, my top tip would be use it for sort of bulking out other dishes that have meat, chicken or fish in them, because it's going to sort of save money but increase your protein intake as well. So if you're cooking for a family, adding beans and lentils into a dish like a bolognese sauce can be amazing. You can also add beans to like chilies, curries and soups, and it's going to make you feel really full and satisfied. Greens like these, this is my number 10 food, are a lifesaver when they're pre-packaged and pre-washed, but you don't have to do it like that, and they are healthier for you if you prepare it yourself. But I love having a packet like this because, you know, when I'm really busy, I can kind of just add it into a salad or a vegetable dish, and it's really quick and easy. They are full of micronutrients, in other words, vitamins and minerals, which are really important for menopausal women. You can actually sort of bulk out your food, bulk out your dishes, and pile your plate high with them, and they're like really low in calories. So it also kind of makes you full and satisfied because you can visualize this plate with piled high with something like greens. Piling your plate high will actually make you feel full and satisfied. But also, you know, because you're increasing the volume of your food by adding veggies in, it's actually going to make your stomach feel full and satisfied as well. And these are so versatile. I mean, you could add the nuts and seeds that we've talked about to kind of make it into a salad. It could be part of a salad. You know, you could use the whole thing really as something that you add your sort of meat and your fish to, or your eggs, for example. So really, really versatile and really good to have a packet of this in your fridge. I wanted to show you this carrot cake. So I used the bananas to sweeten this carrot cake. So it's no sugar. It's got protein powder and eggs in it, and it has a bit of dried fruit, and it's actually got nuts in it as well. So although the dried fruit in carrot isn't on the list today, it's a really good way baking your own desserts of incorporating a lot of these amazing foods, and you could put blueberries in as well. Now that you know the 10 best foods for fat loss, please do incorporate them, maybe 1 or 2 of these every single day, and I promise you're going to notice an incredible difference by incorporating some of these foods. And if you would love to know more about diet and nutrition for women over 40 and menopausal women, I have a 29-page free nutrition guide that you can download and start losing today. Click the link below, because I'll put the link in the description. And do comment with whether you have found this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this sort of content.